Hi everyone, happy weekend. Today I have a big Amazon adult coloring book and supplies haul to show you and test some supplies. I'm gonna have to break this into two different videos because it's taking forever for some of my shipment of goodies I ordered to arrive. So I do have about 6 or 7 books here and a bunch of different kinds of pens and markers. A lot of them were budget friendly. I picked up on the Black Friday sale and I haven't had a chance to even open yet until now. And so I will show you, we're going to test those on some of my Deborah Muller coloring printouts and a Lenko Filaninko book from Etsy. We'll test them out. But first, let's start looking at some of the books. Now, most of these are not Christmas. I did pick up one Christmas book, which is Coco Wyo's Relaxing Christmas. And I will try to do these flip throughs from back to front somewhat quickly because we do have a lot of them. I'll just do a quick flip. This is a pretty fat book. I don't know if it's like 50 pages or what, but I feel like it's pretty hefty. And there's a lot of traditional Christmas scenes and a little bit of variety in here. Buildings and fantasy and homes, people, gift baskets, decor, exterior. This book was only, I think, $7. So if you're looking for a basic Christmas book with a lot of variety, this is a good option. I'm going to link all of the things I show you below, including the paper I use for my printables, which will take you to Amazon, to the product if you're interested. I want to add any of these goodies to your Christmas gift idea or wish list. So yeah, it's Relaxing Christmas. And it's actually not as easy or basic. You know, I thought this was going to be like an easy, basic, easy coloring kind of a book, but it's really a lot more detailed than I thought it would be. So I was kind of happy to get that. I also have a Coco Wyo's new Relaxing Corner. You might have seen flip throughs of these. These have a lot of storefronts and interior house, cute little nooks and things. Not necessarily Christmas. Kind of unique, like cozy home stuff. And I thought this was really cute. And I'm not the biggest Coco Wyo fan. I know that they weren't doing books for a while or weren't selling on Amazon, but I do have some of the older books I love. Like I love the Galaxy, something Galaxy Girls or Galaxy Quest or something. Something about Galaxy. I love that book. I love this picture. There are a few Coco Wyo books I really like. I really like this one though. And, you know, in all honesty, they're inexpensive. They're like, what, $6.99? $7.99, something like that. This one's so cute. Game room, bathroom, very unique. Espresso shop. And I'm not a huge fan even of like indoor and interior furnishings and decor, but this one is just fun and cozy and I like it. And I like the storefronts. Art room I love. Bookshop I love. Little library. Kitchen. Super cute. Really love this cover picture too. Love this book. All right. I did get we'll have a couple brand new books here. We'll get to those in a minute. I have 3 new Chibi Girls books. And Southern Lotus, Chibi Girls Fiesta, and Princess Chibi Girls. And these were so fun. And I don't do a lot of chibi stuff, but I just thought, oh, these are so cute. So this is the Princess Chibi Girls. And it doesn't even say who the artist is, but I will link it below. I thought these were really cute. The eyes are always weird to do chibi eyes in these books, but I'll figure it out. Really cute. Maybe they're like Disney spin-offs. I'm not really sure. These are not new. These, I mean, I don't know the I just found them under the top recommended for cute coloring books or something. And there's a little more detail. I mean, you can do as detailed as you want with your blending and your backgrounds, but just fun, sweet coloring. This one is probably the most basic of all of them. So this is Princess Chibi Girls. I really like this Fiesta one, Chibi Girls Fiesta. This one is so cute. And it does have a lot more details in this book. Heavier outlines, like the black lines are thicker, outlining the character and the background stuff. So I would use markers maybe on this book. The bolder colors helps blend in better with the thicker lines. This one is from last year, I believe. That one I love. Oh, this one is super cute. Really like this one. Southern Lotus Chibi Girls. And I recently did a video of all like 6 or 8 Halloween Southern Lotus books I had discovered. I'd never really bought Southern Lotus before. And they're very impressive, very detailed. I did a whole video on that. And I can link that video below. I did full flip-throughs of those books. So this is the Southern Lotus's Chibi Girls. And they have a nice like, gray backgrounds. Different, a lot of outdoor scenes, thinner black lines, also cute style, but lots of detail. Are the Chibi Girls like famous for their weird moon star eyes? Is that what they're all about? Because they all have those weird eyes. Love that one. If anyone has any other Chibi Girls books they recommend, please let me know in the comments below. Because these are my first Chibi Girls books. I was never a fan before, but I was just loving these when I saw some of the reviews somewhere else. I don't remember where I saw them, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to get those. Test coloring page, Southern Lotus Chibi Girls, very cute. Lots of nature in this one, and I love nature stuff because that's what my favorite color palette is. Also have by Alexandra Franzesi, Cute and Hoppy. I suppose this might be more of an Easter book, but I love these. I mean, these are free pages in the back. I'm going back to front, by the way. So we have the landscape ones. And, you know, you don't have to just do this at Easter. I mean, I really like nature stuff, flowers, animals, this kind of cute and blocky coloring, because I love my alcohol markers. Love them. All the different kinds, cheap and expensive ones. And yeah, you could blend with pencil. It would look fantastic in a book like this. Lots of nature in this one, which is why I bought it. Love the butterfly. Cute. Love that one. Isn't that cute? That is Cute and Hobby by Alexandra Franzesi. I think this is a higher quality book, and this one is also not new. As far as it wasn't released this year, I don't think. This is Selena Finish's brand new Cute Fairy Tales. Brand new book. Might only been out a couple of weeks. I added it to my shopping cart when it came out. I do have this Fairy Tales book. I actually colored a page in it. I think I have a tutorial on something I did in this book on my channel somewhere. I don't have the Fadorables books. Includes 2 each of her images. I'm going to go back to front because it's easier to flip. Here's some of her other stuff. The frog print. Oh yeah, so these are Thumbelina. These are very pale lined pictures. The only complaint I have of this book is a lot of the images don't fill the page. There's a lot of white space on them. And I just don't like that because I hate to use tons of mediums to fill in white backgrounds. I don't know. I just like books that fill all the white. But if you like using your water-based mediums, your pan pastels, your gelatos, that kind of thing, you can definitely do some nice backgrounds. Beauty and the Beast, Snow White, Cinderella. That was the second set of pages. Don't think I missed anything. Puss in Boots. So if you like fairy tales, and it's a matte cover, it's a heavy book, very cute book. I'm most excited to show you this one, brand new by R.J. Hampton, Serendipity. Love R.J. Hampton. I think last year it was the Christmas one he came out with, and there was the frog one, Moon Mischief or something. I think they're brilliant. They're one-of-a-kind images. I believe we get 2 of each in this book. So I'm going to go back word also. Those are 2 of each. And R.J. Hampton's books are just very detailed. So gorgeous and unique and quirky and fantasy-based and silly. There's a holiday one. I am giving away a free coloring book for Christmas. All you have to do is enter in the comments below this video that you're entering for the free Christmas book, and I'm going to show you what that is here shortly. I should have put that precursor at the beginning of the video, which I didn't, but I should go back and add that. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I must have missed some, but this is it. Gorgeous. Love. Love. Lots of nature in R.J. Hampton's books. This one's brand new. Serendipity by R.J. Hampton. Okay. The book that I'm giving away is Deborah Muller's giant Best of Christmas 250-page book. I have 2 of these. So I'm giving one away for U.S. residents only, and I will ship by media mail. If you're interested, you can comment below this video and say, make a comment about the video and just say I'm entering for the drawing. Once it's been, I believe, 7 days and I get enough commentary, well, 7 days from today, actually it'll be next weekend, next Saturday, I'm going to we're going to randomly pick whoever we scroll down and land on, basically, in the comments video is going to win the book, and I will ship it to you for free. It's a gorgeous book. It has all of her Christmas books ever done, other than the new ones from this year, in it. Absolutely gorgeous. And it lays flat. New color in it. I did do a full digital flip through of this book as well, every single page, if you'd like to see that linked below. So that is my free book giveaway. All right, now we're going to look at my mediums. So, first thing I have, we're going to have to test them out too. Where can we test? I'm going to need a blank coloring page. I have some printouts from Deborah Muller. These are actually from that Christmas book. I bought the book digital, so I just printed them out. So this might be Rena Art from Etsy. These are more Deborah Muller. We can test on some of these. So first I want to look at, by Shuttle Art, I purchased the 60 color permanent marker set, fine point. These, I'm sorry, did I said Shuttle Art, right? Yeah, it's Shuttle Art. And these are kind of like Sharpies, basically. So if you, it's got the gloss, but if you look at my favorite of all time large Sharpie set, which is this, Sharpies are a little bit heavier, but it's the same concept. Amazon Basics has a alcohol permanent marker, small pack that's less than half of the size, and it's like a flat thing, and so it's very similar. And I use those all the time, surprisingly, so I'm like, okay, but I could use more colors. It's very limited. So we've got, and this was very inexpensive. I don't know, it must have been 20 bucks or less, I think. But I got it on Black Friday. So I'll link all these below. You can check it out. So we got all these blues, all these greens, lots of yellows, lots of browns and greens, and all these earth tones, because I love my my nature stuff. So I thought we could try, let's just do a little on this. Now for all my Etsy printables, I use what's called my Nina paper. It's from Amazon. I'll link it below. I use it for every Etsy or Patreon printable. It's got a mild gloss. It's more matte. I mean, it's matte. It's not like glossy, but it feels silky, if that makes sense. Nice and thick. I use this for almost all the printables. Let's see if I have one completed I can show you. I haven't showed you guys what I colored in November video yet. I'm really behind. I'm going to give you a sneak peek, but here's one I did on this same paper from Autumn Forest with Christine Caron. Haven't done the background yet. That's why I haven't showed what I colored in November yet, because I haven't done all the finishing details, but you can see how well it blends. These were with alcohol markers and alcohol blender, 3 different blues. But yeah, this is great paper, and I'll link it below. So let's just do a little of this candy cane border. I'm going to pull out a red. Shoot, I have to get ready soon. I'm going to a holiday event. I don't even know what time it is. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 10:47 a.m.
Okay, I'm going to have to stop in about 15 minutes. So yeah, so you see how it is. They're light. They have the same kind of a back little nib as like a Sharpie, but they're a little more pointy than a Sharpie, than quite as rounded as a Sharpie end. So let's just do the candy cane. I love permanent markers like Sharpies. I mean, they're not as great for blending, but when, like for example, Deborah Muller, there's a lot of shapes, lines, circles, dots, squiggles. These kind of solid, thick ink colors really work well. And the colors are bold. That's why I love Sharpies, for example, or these kind of markers, because they're bold and thick. A lot of alcohol markers you can kind of see through. Even like Copics, like they're a sheen. It's like they're thin, you know, like a sheen. This is just nice thick ink. It almost looks like a Copic that you went over with a pencil. And you can still go over this with a pencil if you really want some depth of color. Sometimes I do that. Like I'll use, I will use alcohol markers like this, and then I will go over them with a similar Prismacolor pencil or whatever pencil I have, and really make the color deep and rich. You don't have to, but yeah, these are very fluid. Very fluid. And let's try a different color on the other candy cane. Maybe a pink. Very easy. And what I love about these kind of markers is you can just get the color down fast. Sometimes you're just not up to doing pencil. It just takes so long. My wrist hurts, my hand hurts. It takes longer to finish a picture. I like to do a picture a day. So like it can take 3 days for me to do a pencil picture, sometimes longer. And I get impatient because there's so many things I want to color and show you guys. And this is what I really right now, basic stuff. There's no blending or anything. So here we go. You can see how well it works on this paper. Really nice. Nice thick. Let's try, what will be a good candy cane color? Should we do this? What goes good with red? I'm thinking red and purple. Let's do some purples. Now, do candy canes have to always be, all the ones I've ever seen are, Alexa cancel, are striped colors with white, but I think you could actually do, I don't see a baby pink in this mix, which is fine. I think you can actually do the whites like a light pastel in between if you really wanted. Or purple. I don't know. Is purple? What's going to be a good color? I think purple, right? Or no? I kind of want to do pink. I lied. I want to do pink. Let's do pink. We're going to do a hot pink. I got two different pinks here. Let's check this out. Let's do a pink. And I'll zoom in when I'm done so you can see. Now it looks like it's a hotter pink, but it's coming across a little bit darker, like with a tint of a pinkish purple. And oh, darn, I hate that one. I accidentally go over one too far. Whoops. I meant to do every other one. And then I'll do this other pink and we can compare. But look how fast you can get this done. Yeah, these are nice pens for a budget price. My guess is whoever makes Sharpies, they also make these budget markers and sell them under different brands. Sharpie is really just like a label, like a company name. These are lighter than a Sharpie. Sharpies are heavier, just so you know, which is kind of nice because if you have wrist issues. There's that. Shoot, I'll have to put more white over that. And sometimes I'll use my Posca for the whites in between, or I'll use a tinge of a pastel. In fact, I have a pack of pastel markers I'm going to show you. Maybe I'll do a little pastel in between. Here's the other pink. So for this other pink, why don't we just do like one of the candies. Let's do a little candy here. Yeah, because I get tired of any peppermint stuff always being like white solid, like a candy cane is, you know, white and red striped. I don't always want white in between. I like different colors. And I did it again. Well, then again, if I skipped one, you'd have two white in a row. So that's why I might need to get a different. Let's get another. Let's actually get a purple. I'm going to get a dark purple. I'm going to go over. I'm going to do this in between, do a purple and a pink. This could be more like a complete food coloring candy that you wouldn't want to eat. All right. Shoot, we still got the two pinks side by side. They're always one off to do in every other when Deborah does these candies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She needs 8, so you can do every other. Sometimes I like to just do like a stripe of the darker in the middle. I'll make it look like there's a divider. So we have that. Now, do you want to try out a green? You guys have seen enough. I think you get the gist. Let's just take a little bit of a green here, a dark green, and do a little bit of the evergreen. And I'll show you here so far how this color looks. I'll just do a little bit right up here. So I can zoom that in. I'll do that right here. You can test out a dark green. When it comes to like the kind of leaves Deborah does, since it is that blocky, I like to do a rotating green in the little petals. Just fill in the shapes. All right, and then let's get a different green, random green. We're not color blending here. This is a different green. And fill in between. Start with the darker and go over with the lighter. So if you actually go on over into the other side, the lighter won't really show on the dark, or you can blend. Now, I do blend with Sharpies in small areas. I have done that. I have some tutorials on how to do that. Like if I was doing this bow, I might take a, darker Sharpie, circle on the outside and fill in light on the inside and pull the dark color in. So there are ways to do that. So yeah, it might look a little dull in here. It's dumping rain and it's dark out, so I don't know. It's getting dark because we've got a giant cloud cover coming in. So there we go. So yeah, you can see all that pretty color. So that is a test of these nice permanent markers by Shuttle Art. Next, what do I have? Let's just put these back in so I don't have pens all over the place. So So if you've never done permanent markers or you do like Sharpies, Sharpies are more expensive. They dry out, you know, after long. I mean, my Sharpies last forever because I don't use them all the time, but you can use a pen a lot. But eventually over time, they get used up. Or I like to, you know, fill in with these so my Sharpies last longer because they are more expensive. So, all right. Well, that is this. Now let's look at the pastel set I have. This is Shuttle Art's 51 pastel colors in this cute little carrying case. This was a Black Friday special. From the reviews I read, and some people I know that have used them, they're kind of similar to the Ohuhu pastel set. Much more budget friendly, still look nice, blend well. The colors look a little darker on the barrels than what you imagine pastels would look like, but we are going to try some out. Like, here's a really pretty color I would gravitate toward, Cool Mint. Actually, let's grab that Cool Mint and test it out. Now, I don't have any of these swatched, of course, so we are grasping for straws here. I'm going to grab a pale purple and this pretty powder pink. Now, these probably would blend, but right now we don't have time for that. We're just going to do, I'm going to try to color some of this ornament with this pretty Cool Mint. I have no idea what color it will be. You can swatch them if you like. I generally don't do swatches. So you got a chisel nib and a kind of pointy brush nib here. You can see that. So let's just see if we can get into a small area with it. It's hard to go over the line in a narrow area. I'm just kind of pulling instead of like pushing and coloring. You're kind of using it like a paintbrush. There we go. I'll save those two stripes for different colors. So what I see now is like a very, like, this is really, it was called Cool Mint. I only see green. I'm sorry, blue. To me, it looks like it doesn't look mint. Mint is green, like pale green to me. This looks like a turquoise, light turquoise. So I don't see any hint of green in it. So yeah, if, you know, barrel colors are not always going to be, and you can go over this again if you want it darker. Barrel colors will not always be indicative of the color. All right. So let's just do a little here. So how I handle these circle things, I'll go around the circles. I don't color the circles first because you don't want to draw any of the darker color. What you should always have a darker contrasting a lighter color. So if the circles are going to be darker, you don't want to do those first. And then when you're going around it, have any of this alcohol marker pull some of that color out. So do those last, circle around. And that's also why I do darker colors on the circles. Because, like, let's say this blue goes over, oh, went over into the circle a little. You're going over it with a darker color, so it doesn't matter. See what I'm saying? Yeah, I go over these first. Trick I've learned. And then I just fill in. I try not to get too much in there just in case, but these are nice. Like, they're very, very juicy. Now I'm just going to kind of squiggle in. And, you know, they're kind of like brush markers. So you do kind of pull. I'll probably go over with a pencil or a second coat. So if you see any kind of weird squiggly splotchiness the first time, that's okay. They're very smooth. This paper has a little gloss to it, so it sounds a little, I don't want to say scratchy, but squeaky. I guess I think it's squeaking more. Yeah, and this is great for going over with pencils. And you don't have to worry about blending forever over the white with your pencils because you already have a base color. So that's just with the first draft, and yeah, you see some of that splotchiness. So what I would do here, in these cases, I tend to, that's because I'm doing a bigger area, I tend to, I mean, you can go right back over it immediately. It'll already be darker. I tend to like to wait 2 to 5 minutes till it dries and do it again. But each layer you go back over, it will be darker, as you can see. And I will, yeah, so it's filling in those kind of first layer light spots. Going back over it. See, I did get some on that one, which is fine, because again, we're going to do like a dark purple or something that matches. And I had no pre-color theme in mind for this picture. I'm just going for it, so I hope it turns out. Usually I plan my color themes. It's going to be a bright one, which is fine because Deborah likes to do whimsical stuff. Yeah, you can see this is working very nicely on my paper. All right. There we go. So if you miss a few spots, just dab it in. You can touch up with a pencil later. Sometimes with these kind of ornaments, I'll take my Spectrum Noir gloss sparkle pen and go over it later once it's dry to make it like a sparkly ornament. Yeah, so you can see here how if I zoom in, yeah, I have to touch a few spots up with pencil, but you can see the difference between it was lighter and then darker here. So, you know, pastel, yes, but pastel isn't always pale. Keep that in mind. Pastel sometimes can just be a color palette. So I would probably touch up a few little white spots I missed. But yeah, so you can see, and what I would generally do with this ornament, since we have some of this turquoise, you want to put some blues elsewhere in here too, because you want your color theme to kind of come together. We're going to take this, actually let's take this one. This looks not dark enough, but we can do this for the stripes. So this is a pretty color. This is the powder pink. Like I would think powder pink is a newborn baby pink, but it's not. This looks orangish neon to me. So never trust barrel caps. Actually, I'm going to do this on her leggings, I think. Okay, it's definitely pastel. I mean, I from the tip, it looked like it would be darker, but it's pale, so it's still pastel. I like 3 different colors on my leggings, so I'm going to skip 2 until I figure out what colors I'm going to use. And go down, skip 2. I haven't figured out what color I want her outfit to be yet. Yeah, these are nice markers. They're really moist, like I'm not having to hardly put any pressure down. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 11:03.
Oh dear, I have to go get ready. I'm going to be pausing this and continuing. So eventually this will be 2 pieces put together. So you can leave it pale like that. You can go over it one more time. Deepen the color a little if you like. I have multiple other markers to show you guys. 2 packs of all different greens of different brands that were on budget friendly because I knew Christmas was coming up. I want to do greens. And I have some paint markers. And I have, what else do I have here? Thule art pens. I got a lot. So that's pretty. Generally, I would bring this pink into her outfit. So let's say I'm going to do just 2 on this one. Her bustier. All right. And I can think of several Prismacolor pencils that will go over nicely with this, but I may or may not. So you got a concept on these gorgeous pens. So far I really like. We want to do real fast. This purple. The purple. What color do I want to put the purple? Let's put some purple into her. Do I want to put that into her outfit? I think I want to do black for that. Let's put this purple on this Okay, this is definitely a pastel. Look how dark it is. But it's light, which is good because it's pastel. I'm just saying, eyes can deceive you. Nice. I think these were also like $19.99. I didn't buy anything that was expensive. I mean, it was Black Friday, of course, right? But I don't know how much difference. They might have Christmas sales going on now, but I'll still link everything I bought below. Just haven't had a time to review anything until now. Let's do one up here that matches. Yeah, these are really nice markers. And I don't push too hard on these ends because you don't want to get frayed. That's why I kind of keep it at an angle, and most of the time I pull like this. You know, you pull or push. Don't do straight down and put pressure. If you're squiggling even, like I was doing to fill in this ornament, you do it kind of like on the side, if that makes sense. I'm going to a holiday concert, so I have to go get ready, but I shall finish later. It's an old English medieval concert choir with Christmas songs, and they do stage effects like of old Tudor England and stuff, and the music they do is kind of I don't want to say Edwardian style, but yeah, it's like that medieval Renaissance, but it's holiday music. It's lots of fun. All right, there's that. I shall finish later. And again, this was the Shuttle Art Gorgeous pastel set. Love it. Link that below, and I will continue this video soon. Thanks everybody, and see you in a bit. Hi everyone, I'm returning now the next day to finish this video. I don't know where I left off because I had to go to a concert. I think I was reviewing for you these, and we were doing that here. I realized I didn't get to show you what these markers would look like on an Amazon paper and a nicer paper like Linka Filoninka. So let's do real quick in this beautiful book here. This you can get on Etsy. It's Magical Season Fall and Christmas by Linka Filonenko. I bought this in her like pack of get all 3 of her books or whatever. So let's do that now. We're gonna actually try to blend and do some of the reds on the little poinsettia. I feel like there's about 4 reds with some darker ones. And the question, these might be like a purple red, but I'm gonna test like 4 different of these on this poinsettia. Can I zoom in? If I zoom in there, you can't see. Let's see. Yes, I can. All right, we're gonna do these couple of these here. I'm gonna actually try to blend. Again, these are great for single coloring. This is a more advanced book, like grayscale. And I'm like Sharpies, you can blend a little when you work quick. This paper is a high-end paper. So it's, I don't know which one of these is darker. I'm guessing this one. I'm going to go dark to lightest. And the trick is to do it when it's still somewhat moist. So I try to move quickly, more so on inexpensive paper like Amazon paper, because it absorbs the ink so fast. What I'm doing here is I'm starting out with the darker at the base and working to the ends in a lighter color, which is a trick I use for a lot of my leaves and plants and flowers. 4 of one color, starting from dark to lightest, but not too extreme. Like if I went straight from the dark to this, you'd see the cutoff line where the dark goes into the super light. So you need to kind of gradually work your way to the lighter color. And this is actually blending very nicely. Let's do a bigger one here real quick. I'm surprised, actually. I'm going to do a little of this line in the middle because there's some shadow here. I'm going to grab this darker one again. blend right into this line before it dries. And this paper, yeah, it's like a real, it's not shiny, but it feels like butter. I don't know how to explain it. You don't see like a gloss, but you run your hand over it, feels like smooth, like a silky butter. These books are not inexpensive. I bought this in a pack of all 4 or 5 of her books. Probably like $80, but or $100 with shipping, but it was so worth it. I love her books. Wow. So there you go. So you can see that. I'm very surprised how that looks. And considering that these are budget permanent markers, they're actually a little more, I don't know how to describe it. Like Sharpies are thick, rich, color and heavy. Like the pen is heavy, but the ink is heavy. These are similar to Sharpie, but like light, and almost like a Copic marker ink is light and airy and kind of juicy, but like not as thin and with more pigment, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think that looks really nice. Wow, I'm pleased. So now I'm going to set these reds aside because I'm going to have to do all these leaves so they match. Don't forget what I did since this was a test. All right, so then let's try it on Amazon paper. On a Deborah Muller Christmas Fun book. Let's find some old pictures in here I've done. Really old. Let's find, I saw one with 2 sisters in here I want to do. Let's do this. Real oldies I did in here. Oh no, oh, maybe I was revealing, oh, you know, I think I was doing the pastel markers last. Oh well, that's cool. We'll test these on here too. Hope you guys aren't bored out of your mind. Let's do some of her striped pants. I'm going to use like some different greens here, some funky retro colors, like 1960s style. Let's do some yellow, some orange, some brown. Maybe this last remaining red we haven't used, which is more of like a rust. Let's use these. I'm just going to say this is like a Brady Bunch Christmas scene. And I'm going to do, not blending, I'm just doing solid on this Amazon paper. So compared to the Nina paper, which is my printable paper I used, and then that silky high-end paper, this is just basic Amazon paper. The pens are the same, obviously. The difference is, of course, how it lays down on paper. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 colors. So off the bat, it feels different. It feels scratchier, obviously, because the paper has a lot of tooth. I feel like it's laying down darker and not as silky as it did on the Linko paper or my Nina paper. It's making the colors look more like Sharpie, like thick and non-transparent compared to very light. So the paper does make all the difference, but you can see here for the Deborah Muller type books or basic or easy coloring or details, and I just kind of squiggle it in. Like I try not to actually color and stripe, like, I don't want to say stripe, strokes. Just kind of squiggle it in. I wouldn't do a massive area. Like I won't do this entire tree in these kind of markers because that's just going to use too much ink. So for like a pant leg might be the most I would do, you know, and I might even use 2 colors for that. Let's do the orange. Wow, this is a nice bright popping orange. I'm just kind of squiggling it in so I don't cause streaks. Still working fine on the Amazon paper. And then we'll do the yellow. Yeah, so this is good. I'll grab a pastel and try that in this paper too, if you guys want to see. And I have more pens to show you still. Gosh, this is going to be a long video. There we go. Looks really nice, actually. Here's the yellow. That orange is a little more neon than I meant, as is this yellow. Ooh, nice and bright. This looks like the kind of yellow you can use in your window scenes for interior light or candles, candle glows. Wow, that's a nice bright yellow. Let's do the inside of her pant leg. Nice bright yellow. Goodness. Oh, goodness. Been watching The Crown again, starting over from the beginning. I think they're on the newest season, and we haven't watched them all since they first came out. So we're on season 2 now, and Claire Foy, who plays Elizabeth, is always like, "Oh goodness, oh goodness." So I've been saying that all the time, and people are looking at me like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Oh goodness." That's not really what I would normally say. I might be like, "What the? Oh, that looks good." Can I zoom in? Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Nice, solid color. Wow, I love when I'm surprised. I mean, I didn't expect it wouldn't be, but I didn't think it'd look that good. Oh, and so then y'all's wanted to, let me try one of the pastels on here. Let's add in, gosh, golly gosh. Let's try this pale camel on this Amazon paper, and we'll do that on her shirt. What is this, like a brown? Looks like a good 1960s color. 60s fashion. Ooh. Very nice. Soft, liquidy. Barely touching the paper, like feather pressure. Good coverage. Here's some of her shirt down here. I don't even need to test these on the Etsy or the Linko Filaninko paper because that's high quality paper. Anything will work on there. Prismacolor what good on there. I haven't tried any oil-based pencils on there. But they're not my favorite, but the wax pencils, the Color, the Crayola Signature, and Sucolor, and the Prismacolor I've all used on Linko Filaninko paper, and I love it all. I think I did do Albert Dürer pencils on there, and it was fine, I think. I believe so. Just I feel like you have to work your hand a little more to blend, and then my wrist hurts. Now, it does go over easily onto the hair, but I'm going to do the hair dark, so that's okay. Now, it's a little too solid. Like, I might go back over here for a little shadow, or I'll go back over these little creases with pencil once I'm done to make it have a little definition. Also up here by the shoulder, maybe. Yeah, it's good. Good, good, good. Okay. Can you see that? Now that'll fade. That's the dark spot I just did. And it did go over a little because I went too close to the edge, but that is my fault. All right, well, these were the Shuttle Art pastels. So now we can move on to the next mediums. I tried both these pens on different papers. Everything is good. You know, most markers work pretty well on most papers. Water-based markers work better. Alcohol markers in particular work almost on any paper. The difference is in your technique, and when you apply them, you have to know how to use your hands and XYZ. But water-based markers, like the Tombow water-based ones, are a little different, like Amazon paper, a whole different scenario. I should do some tutorials on that. You really want a good paper for water-based. But anyway, babble, done babbling. Next. So next I bought these. Everybody needs these. Amazon Basics permanent marker, 24-pack in black. Never again be short a black marker. Black I use more than anything. I mean, use it for eyebrows, eyelashes, nose holes. And especially in Deborah Muller books, a lot of the Gothic Victorian stuff. Backgrounds. You might use it on animals' noses and birds' claws, and just everything has black. So it's like black. I mean, I go through black so often, and these were fairly inexpensive. We can test one out here. And these are actually similar to the ones I showed you in style in the nib. We can put some black in this gal. I think I was going to do black black and pink in her outfit, right? So let's do like a little black panel here. And this does lay down like Sharpie. This is a permanent marker. And you can use these for work. You can use these for like your address labels, for shipping packages. I mean, I use mine for everything, but it's such a thick black that I like how they just lay down. I've used these individual ones before, so I liked them so much I bought the 24 pack. I want to put a little pink right there. Oh, there's an ant on my table. Go away. Let's just do this real quick. Now, if you're doing an entire background with tons of space, this isn't tons of space, all this background, but it's a good amount. I have used these black markers on backgrounds before, and I do it when there's more stuff, when there's less background, because there's a lot of stuff on the page. So it would take a while because you can't do long strokes, so you have to kind of do these squiggle it in, kind of like I'm doing now. It would take you a while, and then your wrist hurts, so that's the downside. But it does make for a good background, and you have 24 pens, so you can't go wrong. Don't worry about using up your ink. And you can even let it dry and go over it again. Completely fine. Nice dark black. We can put some black in her shoe. And I can try the black on the Amazon paper if you'd like, but I don't need to because it's the same kind of permanent marker as the 60 set shuttle art that I just showed you. Same tip and everything. Probably made by the same company. Just has Amazon Basics name on it. So it'll look exactly the same. So there are these. Can't go wrong with these. You might want to do the same like with multiple white pens and white pencils. Black and white are the most commonly used colors for details and almost, in adult coloring. Studies show, apparently. People actually study that stuff. So let's see. Here's what's next. Next I have 24 color Hooju Gecko green tones. Hooju Gecko. These are alcohol markers made in China, obviously. I got these because I know Christmas was coming up. I was gonna have a lot of greens, so I thought let's color some stuff in green. It's not gonna go with this color palette, but we can switch here. My guess is these are, there are these companies, factories that make markers and hundreds and hundreds of different shades and sell certain shades and barrel sizes and shapes to different companies like Shuttle Art, Spectrum Noir, whatever, Arteza even, and then they put their own like labels, their own name on it and their own color, but they're probably all like made in the same place. But these remind me a lot of the giant 280 Shuttle Art set that I have. But my greens go out because I do so many, like, when you think about it, fall, spring, summer, and winter, I'll use greens for anything with foliage, and Christmas you use a lot. Spring you use a lot. Any nature, outdoor, leaves, floral. So, like, I had to get more green. So we're going to do a forest green. I have not tested any of these. A vivid green. A dark green. And let's do a, I have no idea if these are going to look like the barrels, so I'm completely winging it. These poor pictures are good experimental pictures. Like, I usually put so much thought into my color themes, but not this time. So what are we going to do these greens? Up on the leaves? I want to do her dress all in green. That could be fun, but I should have an alternating color. Let's just zoom in while we check out these greens. This poor girl. Hope her dress turns out all right. I have no idea what's going to happen when I open these. Okay, so they're light. They're black. Touch, youch, youch. These are obviously made in China. Expensive markers. You've got the point. And you've got the chisel nib. These were, I think, $19.99, and there's 24. So let's just jump on in here and do a dark section. from the reviews I read, and I don't trust all reviews because everybody has a different opinion on markers. Especially when you see mixed reviews, you just have to try it for yourself. Little hint. Review said that the pigment is not as deep as it should be, and from what I'm seeing so far, it's not laying as deep as like those markers I just did, the permanent markers. It doesn't. This is like an alcohol marker, which classifying are a little different than permanent markers. But you know, the color's fine. It's not dry. It's kind of like you're gonna have to go over twice. Let's go down. Well, let's just do some different. Let's have dry. And you can, and you know, if you like to use marker and pencil, great. Because then it doesn't matter. You do this as your quick base layer. Then you go over quickly with a Prismacolor pencil for a nice deeper color. And it doesn't take as long as just using pencil. So these would be the kind of markers that are great if you like to do under layers under your pencils. Which I do because strict pencils from scratch takes forever. It's a nice green. Let's see. We got another one that supposedly is darker. Not quite as dark as the barrel. See, this looks Christmas tree dark, and it is not that dark. All right. And I have not tried any of these because these are all new. And you guys will be abhorred to learn that I have like 5 different sets of pens I bought in September right on my desk in front of me that I've never opened out of the plastic or tried. I've been waiting to review, and that's not even these ones. These are the ones I got on Black Friday. What I'm showing you now. Maybe I should just show you those now because like too late to return them because I missed the return window on Amazon. Hope they work. It's been a hard few months. That's not so bad. But I almost feel tempted to do a second layer, but I'm really not going to because I am going to use all my pencils. This is, again, a different green. It's lighter, so we'll go up here. Oh, this one's really light. And this is, again, my good printer paper. So here we have 4 different greens I used. We can even let's do 2 more because it'll make this like the most greenest green striped dress you've ever seen. Let's do pale green and this deep olive green. Oh, it's Christmas. Oh, that's a nice green actually. I like this one. I can do one little test on the Amazon paper if you'd like. And I will link these below once again. If you're newer to coloring or have a budget or usually have only done pencils, not markers, don't want to spend a lot on the expensive markers yet, feel free to try out these less expensive ones because, you know, if you're not doing artist grade gallery work necessarily, I mean, I'm not either. I've been doing this for 7 years, so it's all about just fun and getting color on the page. And I love markers because you can just really get in there and get pictures done faster. And you don't see the pencil scratches and don't get sore wrists from blending. And don't get me wrong, I have cheap markers like this all the way to the entire Copic Chow set. You know, like I have the Prismacolor Premier marker set. I have all the Blick markers. I have the Winsor Newton markers. Like, I've got it all, and I still use cheap markers because you don't always want to use your expensive markers on stuff. So that is that. Looks just fine to me. If you did nothing, it looks fine. If you want to add pencil over it, it looks fine. I think it's fine, so I gotta leave these out because I'm gonna have to finish these pictures that I started in the right colors. But let's try real quick on this paper, which is different. We can get away with 1 or 2 of these retro-y colors in here. Let's just try these greens up here. We're going to do, let me zoom in. I'll do a couple of these leaves up here. You do hear, I'm gonna blend, I'm gonna do half a leaf. Oh, I should start with the dark one. You hear people say, oh, those cheap markers turn your pages yellow. You know what? I've been doing this for 7 years. And I started out with the cheapest. And I still sometimes buy cheap, even though I have non-cheap stuff. I have very expensive stuff. And I have never had that happen. And I've used majority Amazon paper, but also Etsy pages. And in the last year, I've expanded to printables. There's more to it than that. It's not just the fault of like the marker. It has to do with the paper blend. It has to do with if it's the picture's exposed to light, where you leave it. If you get a bad batch. Okay, these two are not blending well, FYI. So this is going to be, see, there's too much contrast between the dark and the light. So if that ever happens, just go back over with the darkest one, and then you just will have like a little shadow underneath. Just fix it like that. This might just be another example of these pens would be good for single non-blending stuff. So yeah, I think it's fine. And for example, let me show you something in this book. So what year did this book came out several years ago. I did this in incredibly cheap markers. You can see, here's a good example of novice coloring. So I tried to blend. I use a dark, a medium, and a light. Too much variation and shade between this one and this one, so you see the cutoff. Same here. You have to gradually lower your shade in the same color family if you want to blend. And I didn't, and these were very cheap markers, probably even cheaper than the ones I'm showing you now. And this was when this book came out. This might have been 3 years ago, maybe. These are like some cheap markers from China. Let's see what else. Same here. These were done with some Bianyo markers. Bianyo markers. This one I did last year. And I only use the cheaper markers in here because the paper sucks up so much ink. So you don't see anything turning yellow. This was intentionally yellow, my straight background. So yeah, it's just not true. And it's incredibly rare when that happens, so I wouldn't worry about it. Anyway, there you go. So let's move on. You guys want to see more products. Okay. So I'll link these below if you are interested. Maybe you want to get some coloring supplies for Christmas for your daughter or granddaughter and you're on a budget. Next, I have some more greens. These were like $6.99 or $8.99. Mogyan dual brush tip pens, made in China, of course. 12 greens. Different type pens. These are more like the Heathrone markers that I have, with a giant tin of them. More green shades. So let's just put some of those greens into her dress and try to compare. Let's zoom back in. Let's try that. This is gonna be the everything green dress. So we've got a brush tip and then of course the really fine point tip. And these are gonna be more water-based than alcohol-based. So the look is, yeah, the look is different. So this paper I'm using here is not the best for water-based mediums. I have a different paper for that, I'd use for anything paper. You can do it. I mean, obviously it looks fine, but you're definitely going to want to go over with pencil and don't do multiple layers. You don't want to tear the paper. I'm getting it too wet. Whereas the alcohol markers, you don't have to go over with a pencil, but you can. But these ones you really should. I mean, they seem fine. I think I like the other ones better, but you have to touch up the white more. I will go back over with pencil. It's leaving a little more like splotchy look. That's from the water-based. The high-end, like the Etsy type coloring books, you definitely can use more water mediums. So, or you use a water brush, which I don't have on me, or I would show you, but if I did that, it would bleed into the next row. So, but yeah, you use a water brush and you use a paper that's good for water. And you don't have to, but that's what I'm recommending. Let's try this Ely green light one up here. It's like a neon. And if you're just doing tiny little areas, I use these kind of brush water-based pens without a brush. I just use the color. And I kind of more dab it. I dab it like a brush. But then I let it dry, and then I use my pencil. All right, so you can see it looks, you get a little more of that splotchy look compared to the smoothness of an alcohol marker, which is why you want to go over it with a pencil. It also looks like a soft, feathery look, unless you like that look, which depends on what kind of picture you're doing. So yeah, so these are a good budget option, but not as many greens as the other one. All right, what else do I have? I have here, well, I have still covered in dust and brand new September Pro Color Series 36 acrylic paint pens, earth and skin colors. Why have I not used these? I have no idea. These are, I've showed you Thule Art, some like my red set, my green set, my purple set, where you get all the different shades, and I do like them a lot. I have videos on that, but let's open these. These you have to kind of like shake and activate, kind of a scenario. I've never used a paint pen on a skin tone. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But I do use skin tones for earth tones sometimes. Sorry, that's too zoomed in. Sorry about that. All right. This is what they look like. Let's just get a green, because we're doing greens on that dress. So here we have one. What does it say on the back? It shows all the colors here. You've got Rosy Peach, Summer, Dark Tan, Baked Earth, Burnt Cinnamon, Tiger Lily, Baja Sunset, Autumn Dust, Rose Pink, Piglet Pink, Walnut Shell, Desert Sand, Dark Moss, Night Gray, Pale Olive, Avocado, on and on. So we shall try this out. And I should have done this before the camera started, because I have to get the plastic off. And just, oh. Does it not have plastic on it, or am I just crazy? I thought I felt... It feels like there's plastic on there, but I think it's the shine of the barrel. No, there is plastic. I'm not crazy. Well, I guess I'll take it off either way. I think there's plastic on there. I don't want to... Yeah. Okay, let's shake it. Paint marker. Get all the little clunks and chunks out. Shake, 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 shake. We're going to push and activate. Push and activate. And I hope, because these have been sitting here for 3 months, that's not a bad thing. You need like a whole hour-long Netflix episode to sit and activate all your paint markers when you get new paint markers. There we go. Okay, it's filling the barrel. Shake it some more. Ooh, there we go. Let's do some more green, shall we? No idea what's going to happen doing a dress. It's a pretty round edge. It's going to be hard to get it in something like this without going over. But I'm giving it a try. I need more of an open space for these. Ooh, looks like paint. Do I need to zoom back in? I probably do. Oh, I'm so sorry. All right. And that's okay. If it goes over a little, I can fill it over with a green on the next line. Totally different look than alcohol markers and water-based markers. It's shiny and glossy. Very colorful. So far, I love the Thule Art pens. I mean, I don't need to like test them for effectiveness because I have all the other colors. Like, so I know they work good. So I'm just showing you. Don't use them for any small areas, any smaller than this, because that could be a mess. And don't dab it back over when it's wet, like I just did. Fill in any missed spots with an alcohol marker, like you get a little white spot here and there. Just it looks textured almost. So when it dries, it's going to look like it's raised, like puffy, which is a neat kind of 3D effect. Should we try a skin tone out? I don't want to try a skin tone on this picture and wreck it until I've experimented, but let's just see. Oh dear. Skin tone. Skin tone. We've got orange. That doesn't seem very skin tony. What else we got? Looks like a skin tone. Actually, let's look at this chart. Light tan. Why does it say number 1 is light tan, but this... Oh, that says earth. Okay. Let's try 2 different skin tones. Bear with me. I guess if you have a camera, you can fast forward. Shake, 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 shake. All right, let's activate. Ooh, skin tones though, because that's like, you don't want puffy, glossy face skin. I don't know if I can do it. I'll experiment on a picture I don't really care about, but not on this one. Okay, this one has like an orangey yellow hue, which might be fine for nature stuff, or that retro palette I was doing. Ah! Sugar too hard. Uh-oh, which is the right? Oh, that's cool. We got it. We got it. All right. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's a good skin tone right there. Ooh, me likey. Can you see that? Oh, no. There, yeah. There you go. See that? That's the yellow one I did, and that's the skin tone one. I actually want to try it on the Amazon paper on that retro picture I was doing. Try that orangish one on the other, on a pant leg, or on the other gal's pants. So let's give that a try. All right, let's try, let me zoom back out. Let's try this one. This one actually looked yellow, but it was called Earth, so go figure. Let's do that on, let's do it on the bow over here. Yeah, actually could go, it is kind of skin tone now that it's on here. Look for yellow on that other paper. Ooh, it's hard not to go over the line, so this is more of like a bigger area thing to use. Nice neutral color, very light. And if you go over, you just fix it when you do a color in between, go darker color. It's not bad at all. Huh, nice. Me likey. I have to use a little pencil, touch that up. We could just do her bow. Let's do the whole bow here with it. Boy, I need this in white so I could do some of the snow from all the pictures I've been doing. Do I have any white? I don't think I do. I better look that. I better get one. There we go. Do her bow. Look, I haven't reactivated it yet. We've still got enough ink in there. People use these for like rock painting too and stuff. Activate. Ooh, look how quick I get that color down. color down. So yeah, I mean, no problem with tons of ink. Easy to come out pretty quick, as you saw. It's not clunky. If you let these pens sit for months and don't use them, you might get it to coagulate and block the flow, dried out. So even when I don't use, I'm going to go back with the black pen and fix that outline of that bow. Even if you, every like 4 weeks, any paint pens I have, I'll just go along and shake them all, even if I haven't used them, you know, just so they stay kind of, keeps anything from getting too dry around the tip. There. So that's not bad. I mean, it's a skin tone, but like I've never done paint markers on skin tone, and I'm not going to experiment on this page. Whoops. See, I just went through the paper because I put a wet divider page. That was smart. Okay, so anyway, that is the Tuliars. But yeah, all these earth tones, I am excited because I love, especially once spring comes, I love my nature tones. That's going to work really well in like my nicer coloring books too, particularly. All right, what else do I have? One more thing. I have here we go. I have Pentel's dual metallic brush glitter pens. Let's try one of these out. I'm going to move this so it can dry. But let's try out these because it's Christmas. We might want some glitter. Dual metallic brush. Ooh, yeah. So it's got that point. Let's shake it. Is this a pump? Oh, that's weird. It's got a pump on the end. Never seen that before. Come on. Woo. Gotta get that, get it moist enough. Activate it. There we go. Ooh, pretty. So let's see. I need another page here. Let's try another layer on this poor green dress with this pen. All these different testing on her dress. Let's do it up here. Sparkle. And Mitney a little more cute. It's very pointy at the end. Probably only something you would want to use for small areas. You can kind of dab into. The point is actually nice. I can really get it in here. Ooh, this is looking better than the other ones I did. Not bad at all. Let's do it down here. Sparkle. This would be really good for your Christmas ornaments. I love sparkle pens and glitter pens for my ornaments and metallic pens. I find doing ornaments so tedious though. I don't like to do a lot of them. They never look like as good as they do in real life. I will zoom in and show you this color in a moment. Nice. Easy. Very slow and careful. Ooh, I like it. I can show you guys we can do the red because this is a Christmas picture if you want to see the red. Going a little fast, so I am going over a little. Nice. Let's zoom in. Am I zoomed in? I'm not zoomed in. I am zoomed in. I did that one on the bottom there. Not sure if you can see that sparkle. Ooh, these are nice. And the top. Let's do the red. I'm going to do some of her stockings in red. So let me just shake this for a minute. Activate, 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 activate. Just keep like pumping it like this until it comes into the tip as it's doing now. Come on. How many of you have coloring stuff in your wish list? Oh, this is pink. not red. That's okay. Pink and green's a good color. Good combo. So we're doing her in green and pink. The one that is orange in the case might be actually red. That has happened before. Ooh, me like pink sparkle, my favorite color. Me likey. I might just do the other green also on her stocking so that they blend. Ooh. I'll link these pins below. Oh, gosh, why don't they have more colors? I have a lot of adult coloring supplies on all my Christmas list to people. So believe it or not, I use them all and I give some away. And I have coloring get-togethers with friends and they use them. So believe it or not, it seems like I have a lot, but you know, if you're like an artist, you have a whole art room of supplies. So that's what I have. And I like to try different things and review them for you guys. And people send me free stuff too. Not that often, but usually my friends and stuff. There's the pink. Pretty. Loving that. Ooh, it's sparkle time. Whoa, those are great. Let's go back out. All right, like these a lot. So again, these are the Dual Metallic Brush by Pentel. Pentel is a very reputable brand. It's not like super cheesy, cheap brand. There's a black, a blue, and either orange or red. Purple, gray, silver, and yellow. And lastly, nothing else. That's it, you guys. I hope you had fun watching my video. Sorry it was so long. Hope you found something you liked. I'll link everything below. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.